And who wanted to find a wise man to lead his country. He then decided to leave his village to find this man of wisdom. He crossed plains, famous rivers, and the highest mountains. It is in that spirit that we are here today. May I express my heartfelt appreciation for this opportunity to address such a distinguished gathering of leaders of Indian business and to share with you ideas about the development of trade and investment between our two countries. But first, on behalf of all South Africans, I would like to salute all the leaders of Indian business, big and small, who stood over so many decades with the government of India in opposition to the injustices of apartheid. By choosing to observe economic sanctions and thereby foregoing profitable opportunities that might otherwise have come your way, you helped translate a revulsion at the crime of apartheid into effective support for the struggle for freedom. Able at last to address the needs of the majority of its citizens. In the space of less than a year, we have achieved in our transition to democracy what many thought impossible in the eyes of virtually every sector of our society. Our shared commitment to national goals is inscribed in the universal support for the Reconstruction and Development Program. Because our national resources are limited, it requires, in common with most countries, democracy allows the establishment of a new relation between the police and community, which will pave the way for an environment in which every citizen will feel secure in their home, in public, and in their place of work. Ladies and gentlemen, and more widely in the African continent, our policies, the historical relationship between our two countries, shaped by the necessity of the struggle for freedom, can make a significant contribution to the economic growth which is essential for the success of our program of reconstruction and development. There is much that favors cooperation between India and South Africa. There is an enormous fund of goodwill based on our linked histories of struggle for freedom, a shared commitment to democracy, and affinity of culture and traditions. Such cooperation between South Africa and India will also be eased by the cultural links rooted in the presence in South Africa of 1 million people of Indian origin, the largest such community outside India. There is much that our countries have in common in terms of economic development and the kind of technology that is relevant to their needs. Our countries are both currently engaged in ambitious economic reform, which, amongst other things, demand of our business communities great courage and inventiveness in facing the challenges of a harsh global marketplace. Each offers the other hitherto untapped markets and opportunities for investment. Geography favors interaction between us. The rapidity with which trade between South Africa and India has multiplied in the short time since the barriers of sanctions were removed gives some indication of the enormous possibilities. Total trade has more than doubled each year since 1992. The South African government and business community are eager to reach out to you, our Indian counterparts, to engage in mutually beneficial trade, the promotion of investment, cooperation in the field of technology transfer and tourism. To further these ends, there is slowly emerging a network of bilateral treaties between South Africa and India that we hope will convey to you a measure of the seriousness of the intent of our governments. What is more, we should also explore the possibilities in the longer run for expanding such cooperation, trade and treaty arrangements to include the other countries of the Indian Ocean Rim the President spoke about. Our commitment as founding members of the World Trade Organization to implement the measures required for compliance with the new GATT rules can only enhance the possibilities open to business in both countries. The commitment of the South African government to creating a climate in which business can thrive is clear. The South African and Indian governments will create a framework which will facilitate the development of business relations between our countries. But in the end, it will be the business community which decide whether or not the potential is to be realized. My government has issued a challenge to business leaders in South Africa to display boldness in seizing the opportunities for export, which by everybody, including young people from the street. I am like a battery that has been recharged, and I go back in my country. I go back to my country feeling very strong and optimistic, and I will always recall my visit here with fond memories. I thank you.